Hey, this is Arshad from Amrita Health Foods. It's been a while since we recorded a video, so we're back at talking to you guys about healthy snacking for kids. So that's the topic for today. I want to give you 6 tips on how to make healthy snacking easy. I've got 3 young kids and we're always trying to be innovative with the snacks. So the first one is, let's get them involved. Anytime somebody's involved in making the thing, it's more fun, they're more likely to eat it. And here's a great example of how to get kids involved. So what we do is we basically take our pantry items, which is like these bags of dried cranberries that you can buy on our website or on Amazon. And this one has cranberries, mangoes, blueberries. You can literally make any permutation you want to your heart's content. You can let the kids choose from these bags of options to make it, right? So that's the first one. The second option is get them involved in actually making the product. So for example, gardening. So we'll have a link to a video that we did on, or some images of my kids doing gardening. And the stuff that we planted a month ago, the tomatoes are now actually in full bloom. And so they can really get to see stuff from seed to bloom real easy. And then the next thing is like outdoor activities. So you've got some links here of, just taking the kids out in nature, picking strawberries, picking apples, just makes them want to eat those things more easily. So that's tip number 1, just get them involved. Farmers market is another great example of how to get kids involved. Tip number 2 is, let's make the healthy snacks convenient for the kids. And so there's 2 things here that we have found helpful in our house. One is put the snacks out at an eye level on the fridge. So carrots, celery, cut up apples, grapes, whatever it is, just make it accessible at that level. The second one is that to just have these snacks. These are like dried apples, right? So what we do with this is we would basically create fun things with it. Like this one, we could dip it in some chocolate and have half an apple and half of it like with a dipped dried chocolate. So it just gets, from something that probably they would have not tried to now something with chocolate that they'll definitely try. So just, I think making it more accessible, making it more fun is definitely something that would make them want to try something like dried apple rings. The third one is offer a safe variety. So the third tip is you want to offer safe variety. And typically that means that something that is slightly outside the comfort zone. So for example, dates. A lot of kids in America don't have a lot of idea about what dates are. There's so many varieties of dates that are available there. And with dates, you can do so many different things. For example, you can open this date up and then all of a sudden you take the pit out and you fill it up with almond butter, sunflower butter, like different pumpkin seed butter, different things. Close it up, put a small string on it. We even make like dates with some salty spread in the middle of it, cream cheese or something else, and just make it fun. So the date would be out of their comfort zone. The stuff that's inside it is something that they're used to eating regularly. So all of a sudden, you've got them interested in this date, right? Tip number 4 is let's give them some choices, right? Choices are always a great way to get kids to go from saying no to saying yes. So these are some great choices. So we have these paleo bites and they come in like 5 different awesome flavors: mango, apple, a couple chocolate flavors. And so these are resealable. So if they don't like one choice, they can go to the second choice. And I think that's a great way to just get them to try different options out. The beauty about something like this is that there's 6 of bites in there and they seal back. So if they don't like one, you can seal it and you can eat it at a different time. Tip number 4, avoid diet talk. Most kids don't need to be on diet. They're not interested in diets. They just want to have fun food. So there's many ways to go from a conversation of this is low fat, this is high fiber. They just don't care about all that. Maybe talk about how we can include a bunch of things in here and make it something really fun and edible. And you want to talk about like geography or experiential stuff. Talk about how there's so many varieties of dates that grow all over the Middle East, Africa, California. What are the different types? So get into a different type of discussion about how dates have been used from biblical times and things like that. And then all of a sudden this date becomes really interesting versus here's a great high fiber, low fat item. The 6th one is that you want to change the perception of food. So in this particular case, we're talking about like typically clean food is associated with not so tasty. So let's take the example of noodles or spaghetti. My daughter loves pasta and spaghetti, and it's really not a healthy diet for her. So what we want to do is we want to get to the point of like actually taking the noodles or the pasta and making it with something healthy. Spiralizing is amazing for that. Like, so you can buy a spiralizer and then all of a sudden you've got so many options, fun options. Carrots, make it orange. Zucchini makes it green, squash makes it white, and then it's the same spaghetti but just with a ton more nutrients. The kids can spiralize the thing, and so you've made the thing interesting. Same thing with like what I mentioned with the apple rings, dipping it in chocolate. Pumpkin seeds, so with pumpkin seeds we actually made a sunflower seed butter video, but it's so simple. You just take a couple jars of this, a couple cups of this in this little machine here. You would just put it in and just literally let it run for 10 minutes, and you go from this to pumpkin seed butter. And then you can add in stuff. If you want to make it interesting, you can add in a little bit of coconut sugar. You can add in some chia seeds, different things. You can just literally play with it. So the important thing is to go from something that may look too healthy to something that could be really interesting as a spread on something else by changing the perception. So hope we gave you a lot of great ideas on how to make kids eat healthy snacks through the 5 tips that we gave you. We've got tons of other videos on snacking, and like I said, lots of other products that we have to make this process of snacking healthy and enjoyable. Thanks for the time.